Welcome back to Color Class. I'm Sarah.
I'm Lucinda.
And today we are talking about the color palette we bet you haven't heard of before. And this is a 3-palette system, so it's a little bit different. It's not widely popular. I don't think you'll find like a color analyst out there using this system unless you're Leatrice
Eiseman.
Leatrice
Eiseman. She runs the Pantone Color Institute.
Yes.
And who hasn't heard of Pantone? So one of the things that we liked about seeing her material was she's really made it very simple, you know, and we know that the people watching us, you want to know everything about color, chapter and verse. You want to know how to analyze somebody into 16, maybe 20 palettes. Our color class, our material is very detailed and very specific and very customized. But Leatrice, she has a book. I don't know the name of the book.
This is like Living More Alive with Color.
More Alive with Color, yes. She has a book. And what she did was really quite interesting because she didn't set up for seasons. She set up for wavelengths of light by calling it a sunrise system, a sunlight system, which would be midday kind of thing, and then a sunset system. So what she's done is kind of interesting. She's basically said, you can be warm, you can be cool, or you can be neutral. Okay. And, you know, we kind of knew that, but she did it in such a way that it relates back to wavelengths of light, which is really quite cool. So you can be sunrise, and sunrise is cool. You know, and think about being in the morning and you're looking around and everything just kind of has a coolness to it.
Like that haziness almost.
Right. Then she has a season that's called sunlight. And that's sort of midday wavelength of light. It's neutral. She has that set up as neutral. And then sunset, well, what do you see at sunset? There's orange glowing skies, and the wavelength of light is much longer, and so that's set up as warm. And so basically what she's done is for people who don't really know their season or they're worrying about getting something wrong, what you can know is whether you're warm or cool.
Simple as that.
And, you know, I tell most people that I'm cool. And Sarah will tell people that she's warm. So that might lean her toward the sunset palette.
Yes, but I will say those shades are not my shades.
Okay, you can kind of get an idea. They show you the shades in the book.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and the light shades are not my shade, which is why we go further. And the difference is if you're just doing warm, cool, or neutral, there's no accommodation for whether you're soft or clear. There's not really much, well, there's no accommodation for whether you're very light or very deep. Because in this system, if it's warm, it goes into the warm bucket. If it's cool, it goes into the cool bucket. And if it's not neither warm or cool, it goes into the neutral bucket.
Right.
Sunrise, sunlight, and sunset.
Now, I don't mean to hit you
That's
while
okay.
I'm holding this.
Hit me.
But we have our sunset palette. This is what I was talking about. So if you are warm, now this palette might not be great for us because we are a kind of a combination, right? We are soft, which I wouldn't recommend this for if you are soft and warm. But who I would recommend this for is somebody that is warm as their dominant and a little bit on the deeper side.
Yeah.
This would be a really good palette for you.
Or
But
even clear.
Clear, yes.
Clear, warm, and deep.
because you can see these shades up here. Now, as we go softer down here, like this is more my speed. So it's kind of grabbing everything and putting it together. While some of these shades up here are only going to look good on clear people. Like I would look, with these. But I also want to show you, because I was thinking about these palettes and who they would be good for. We have the Sunlight. Now, this is that neutral palette. You know who I was thinking would be perfect for this palette?
Who?
A neutral blonde. If you are neutral blonde, that kind of stays right in that middle area. Not golden blonde, not pure ash blonde. You are right in the middle. This palette is great for you. What do you think?
Well, you'd have to have some depth to you.
For some of these?
Yes. But if you were light blonde, a light neutral blonde, you got to be careful.
Right. But if you have like a little bit of root action, like if you're mousy and blonde with, you dye it and it kind of goes neutral, this is such a good palette for you. And then if you are like cool, let me see if I can find the cool palette. This is, I guess a cool winter, this would be all right.
It's got some warmth to it.
Yeah.
This is what happens. And the same thing happens in the Four Seasons too. So we're not saying, when you deal with big buckets of color, big buckets of warm, big buckets of cool, big buckets of neutral, or 4 buckets, light and warm, light and cool, deep and warm, deep and cool, you get a bunch of options. Some of those options will work for you. Some of those options will not work for you. And, that's why we take it to this intense degree. I mean, it just, for us, it's extreme. I mean, right now we're at 20 palettes, and we did a color analysis today with a beautiful lady who didn't fit in any 20.
She was literally from light to deep, medium, warm to cool, neutral, soft to clear, mid clarity. We need to find a really good word for that.
We do. Help us with that. We have a new season. We have a completely neutral season. But neutral isn't like the most romantic, fabulous word for something like that. But
I know. If we could find like new names for that.
Yeah. Put them in the comments below if you have some thoughts.
What is in between a soft and a clear? What is that? Mid-tone. Mid-tone.
No, it's not really a tone. It's it's mid clarity. Anyway, we're not going to take up your time figuring out our stuff. But we did want you to see this because there might be instances where you just want to study what's warm, what's cool, what's neutral, and it's a fun connection, and it will help your thinking to think about these wavelengths of light, because the morning light, which is a different wavelength than the sunset light, those are things to think about. They help you understand color.
Absolutely.
And, the midday thing, that might have been a little bit of a stretch, just to make it fit into the day.
Right.
Because I would flip those. I would make my morning light. I'm sorry. Okay, if I were rewriting I'm just saying. Just go with me here. If I were rewriting the book and looking at wavelengths of light, I would make morning light, which is it's just coming up over the horizon. I would make that my cool light because you get a lot of the blues.
That is the cool light.
Is it?
Yeah, the sunrise is the cool undertone. Sunlight is midtone.
I agree with you.
Or neutral.
Good job, Leatrice.
Oh, yes, Leatrice. What is she now? The
head of Pantone?
Executive director.
Worldwide, yes.
Leatrice, great job.
So, obviously, you don't need my approval, but just saying, good job.
We did some research, too. Did you know she has a background in psychology and has worked for major brands like Target, Crayola, Disney, NASA? How cool is that?
Well, you know why? Think about, we always tease. We play with the Pantone names, and they'll bring out a name and it'll be like...
Mocha Mousse.
Okay, Mocha Mousse. When she's naming those things, or when Pantone is naming those things, with her degree in psychology, clearly she is thinking about saleability. She's thinking about, all the warm and fuzzies that go along with a color, mousse.
It's not going to be like dirt brown.
Who doesn't like a chocolate mousse?
Right. So we see the marketing aspect behind it too. Now, we hope you enjoy this palette. I know it's very broad. It's
just a little review. Yeah. We want you to be able to see what's out there and what people are looking to.
This is one of the systems that we have not talked about, and we meant 2. This is the 3 palette system from Leatrice. We think it's good for some people, but when you start getting into like the nitty gritty, it becomes a little too broad. So thank you for joining us today. If you would like to talk more about this palette, we will be over on Patreon chatting about it. If you would like any of our links, they are down in the description below. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button. We see you. So thank you for joining us today. I'm Sarah.
I'm Lucinda.
And we'll see you in our next color class video.